What's up, guys? Today I've got here my sister's old iPad 2. As you can see here, it's an iPad 2. Turn it over. You can see it's got the smaller camera and the 30-pin connector. So in today's video, I'm going to be replacing the screen, like the glass at least, the charging port, and the Wi-Fi antenna. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Yeah, as you can see, like the screen's cracked, as you can see. Touchscreen glitches sometimes, I'll show you why when I get it open. Oh, sorry about that. And as you can see, Wi-Fi is almost dead. Like it only picks up when you're like right next to the modem. Not even that strong either. I'll even prove it to you guys. I'll show you that my phone is picking up Wi-Fi right here. You can see that very clearly. It's connected. This is not picking up anything. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to fix all of that stuff. So yeah, first things first, you want to power off the iPad. I'm just gonna wait for it to power off, and you're going to need a hairdryer or a heat gun. I've got a hairdryer here. I'm just gonna wait for it to turn off. Kind of recording in an awkward way, but yeah, like. Before you do anything, I want to warn you guys, quick, for an iPad, like it's similar on the iPad 3 and 4 as well, but on the iPad 2, 3, and 4, you want to be careful right here when you pry up the screen, because that's where the Wi-Fi antenna is. I'm not worried at all, because the Wi-Fi antenna is already destroyed in this iPad, that's why it's not picking anything up. You want to be careful here, or you might not really, it might not really matter, but here's the Digitizer cable which controls the touch screen. If you're replacing the screen, it doesn't matter anyway. So, anyway, around here on the iPad 2, you want to be careful because there's cables for the power and volume buttons. And, also, on an iPad 4, there's another ribbon cable for the home button. Be careful of that. Also, if you've got a cellular iPad, be careful around here, because that's where the cellular antenna is. If you break that, you're gonna lose cellular connectivity, so be careful. Okay, let's get started. Got my hairdryer here. Just gonna put it on high, and like highest heat setting. And 1. Oh, no, it's lowest. Whoops. Heat around here. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're also gonna need tools. This iPad screen replacement came with tools. Plus, I've got my own little spudger thing here, whatever it's called. You're gonna need some of them. But yeah, let's continue. Heat around here. Around here. And just keep heating it. I don't need to heat mine that much because the screen adhesive is pretty loose on this screen because it's been replaced before. Yeah, you can see. You want to be very careful here if your adhesive is still good because your Wi-Fi antenna is there. If you're replacing a screen on an iPad 2, if you want to prevent breaking this ribbon cable for the buttons, what I heard is good is if you break the Digitizer cable because you're replacing it anyway, and then fold it the other way, like normally you'd heat it up and fold it open this way, like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it the normal way because my adhesive's not that good. And sometimes you might want to put some tools, like that, so that the screen doesn't stick back down. I'm not too worried because, again, this adhesive's not very strong on this iPad. Okay, it's getting a little tough there. Okay, it's pretty hot. You also don't want to go too hot because you might damage your LCD. Oh, that explains why it's tough. I'm prying in the wrong area. I'm prying underneath the plastic bezel, which I'm replacing anyway. You want to go in between the glass and the bezel. You don't want to go under the plastic, even if you're replacing it. Yeah. You also want to be careful with your front camera. Yeah, don't mind that. That's just from the bezel. Just gonna pull that out. You don't need it. Don't pull the bezel out though at this point. Oh, this is much easier than it normally would be, because like I've said a million times, this adhesive is pretty weak on this screen. And there you go, you've got your screen open. So now you want to remove these two screws. This one's missing, and those two up there. Just making sure. Okay, good. I didn't break that ribbon cable. Yeah. I'm gonna get my screwdriver. This is one that came with the screen replacement. And you want to try not to touch the LCD because you'll get fingerprints on it. Okay, that screw's missing, so I'll just move on to the next one. I'll just move these out of the way. I've got better screwdrivers than this, but I was in a hurry getting everything prepared for this video, so I guess I'm just going with the tools that came with the screen replacement. And there's our last screw. Alright, now you can just use your finger for this, but I'm just going to use this. Wait a second. There we go. And you want to like that. I'll unplug that LCD. And alright, we can move this off to the side. This is our LCD. Might give it a clean before I put it back in the iPad. Okay, down here, there normally wouldn't be tape like this, but we took this to get fixed once, and the black tape that was there is gone, and the latches are also gone, so, and the touchscreen stopped responding completely after my sister dropped it, on its back on concrete, so I took it apart, plugged that back in, and it was all good. And I put some tape on it to prevent it from unplugging again. Yeah, it would normally unlatch those, but again, they're gone on this iPad. There might be adhesive sticking down the... Oh wait, there are latches. Oh, my bad. Just gonna unlatch those. One moment. Okay, and our old screen is free. Here it is. If your new screen didn't come with a front camera mount, like a bracket right here, or a home button, you want to take these out of the old screen and transfer them over. Otherwise, you can just throw it away. Now we are inside the iPad. There's some now we can work on the Wi-Fi antenna. There would normally be some screws here and there, but again, this Wi-Fi antenna is destroyed, so I made a little makeshift thing here that didn't end up working out. So yeah, we can remove that. I'm gonna clean up that residue later. And there's also a screw there. Also going to be doing the charging port, so because this one works, but but you can don't know if you can see or not, but the port is a little wrecked inside, and I wouldn't keep using it because it could have problems one day, and it will be a pain to take apart again without breaking the screen, all of that. So it's best to replace it now while I can, while I've got it apart. Take that screw out. Alright. There's our little Wi-Fi cable. You can just pull it out. And we're going to can I zoom in? Oh cool, I can zoom in. Okay, where are we up to? We're going to take this black tape off. And it looks like the cable unplugged for the charging port. Now I'm going to take these two screws out. Okay, this screwdriver is a pain. Let me get a much better. Let's just continue to repair with these screwdrivers and see if I can go on. Oh, and another thing with the Wi-Fi antenna, there will be some adhesive here. Just pull it off or scrape it off. I have made progress, guys. I found another screwdriver that I had. Look, the problem was with this screwdriver that came with it, the end was completely flat and it had a sharp bit sticking out, but I shaved that off with a pair of scissors. Yeah, I even tried to round the edges here, but it didn't go too well, and I couldn't undo the screw. But I found this one that came with another toolkit for some other replacement parts that I got a while ago, and it's got rounded edges, had a sharp bit, but I cut it off. Just put it in, started turning, and the screw finally came loose. So let's continue, finally. I also had dinner. There's our little screw. Is this magnetic? No, it is not. Alright, now let's undo this one. I haven't tried this one yet, but there we go, it's coming loose. And voila! There you go. One moment. It's hiding. Attached to the magnet on the screw. Alright, now our charging port is unscrewed. You just want to pull up, and you want to leave these. You want to leave them inside the tablet. Yeah, anyway, I believe this just pulls right out. Okay, so what worked for me then, I got the port out. What worked for me then was I got this part of this tool, and I just pushed it into the port until it popped out. I'm not too worried about this port getting damaged because, as you can see, I'd probably showed you this before, but it's kind of messed up inside, so that's why I'm replacing it. Like you can kind of see, there's some pins that are like bent and there's some plastic broken. That's exactly why I'm replacing it. And you want to keep this tape, so just pull it off there, and I'll just stick it on there so I don't forget about it. And what was that? Oh, a screw. No idea where that came from. Yeah, anyway, if you're not replacing your charging port, you're only doing the Wi-Fi antenna, then you don't need to remove the charging port completely. I am, because I'm replacing it. Yeah, to get this old cable out for the Wi-Fi antenna, you want to pull this little EMP shield or whatever it's called off. You want to pull that shield off, and then there's a little daughter board right here. You want to try to just disconnect it. Right there, and normally you would just disconnect it like that, pull the cable out, and there would be your old Wi-Fi antenna, but for me it's just a wire. I could have just pulled the daughter board right through to get it out, but I just wanted to show you guys how to do it properly. Yeah, okay, let's, and also there's some, like, whatever, let's get the new Wi-Fi antenna. Here it is. Just open it up. Wait, no, yeah, I've got my Wi-Fi antenna. Like, you also want to remove your old, like most cases you would replace this plastic bezel. I'm doing just that, so I'm just going to remove it. It's coming off in pieces for me because this plastic bezel was kind of broken already. And you want to go and clean up any leftover residue on the frame. I'm going to go and do that, and I'll be right back. So I'm back, and I found some isopropyl alcohol, and we are going to use it to clean up the adhesive on here, like the residue. Because if you don't, then your new screen's not going to stick down. Now, to do it, you're going to need some of these cotton tips. I've got a whole box of them right here from my bathroom. For this one, it comes with a little lid. I can just spray it inside the lid. and then I'll have a bit in there, as you can see. Just set that down so it doesn't like knock over and go everywhere. I'm just going to dip it in here. Now I'm going to clean up the adhesive. Just going to rub it on there where the adhesive remains. There were some strips of adhesive from the back of the screen that were just stuck down. I just peeled those off. But if there's residue, you're gonna have to do this. I can feel the adhesive is slowly dissolving. You also want to do here when after you remove the bezel to try and get residue out. Oh no! Oh, I just spilt the isopropyl. I'll go clean it. Okay, so I managed to clean up the isopropyl, and this is off the camera right here, but just like around here somewhere, like it's not in the shot, but so I can't show you. No, I'll just try and adjust it. You can see I've used some of what we like to call blue tack to stick that in place, so it's not gonna go anywhere. So I don't knock over. And I have no idea what that was. So I don't knock that over again. I'm just going to refill it right now. And that's not going anywhere. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep on cleaning up this adhesive. You can see it's dissolving very nicely. Oh, you want to be careful, like right here, because you've got the front camera and the microphone. You don't want to get anything in there, or else they could die. Then you'll have to replace them. And judging by the way it's put in there, it doesn't look very fun to replace. And there's another tool that you also need that I forgot to mention at the start of the video. If your corners or your sides are dented, you will need one of these as well as a hammer. I'll show you what to do with them once I've cleaned up this adhesive. Like, you use them to dent your corners back out, and your sides too if they're dented. This corner is slightly dented, and this side here is dented in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna sort that out, and I'll show you guys on camera what I mean. Alright, I think this is the last bit here. Yeah, with that blue tack stuff, I used to keep that isopropyl lid in place. I don't know what you Americans call it, but in Australia we would call it blue tack. BLU-TACK. Yeah, let's keep going. Maybe that's not adhesive. That is, so I'll clean it up. You also want to be careful right here because that's the camera. And if you break that, then you won't be able to take photos anymore or videos. But then again, who uses an iPad to take photos and videos? Well, at least in public. Yeah. There's that cable and another cable here that you have to be careful with when removing the glass to not break. One moment. This is tough. I'll get this sorted out and come back. Okay guys, I'm finally back. It took forever to do that part, like to get all that adhesive out and all of that. But I finally did. It's all out. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick to dent the corners out. It might be a bit tricky to do on here because this corner, like this iPad's had its screen replaced before, and they kind of in the repair shop kind of dented the corners down and then grinded them down to make them not too sharp. And because of that, this corner is dented in a little bit, and it's going to be very, very difficult to dent back out. I'm going to show you guys anyway. So you get the round part of this. You put it in there, and then you get a hammer. This one's a little big, but I couldn't find any smaller ones in my dad's garage. And normally, you would just hammer it until it gets dented back out. Hopefully I'm not cutting myself in the process. Yeah, this part here is dented in, like the actual side panel is the whole side panel, so I'm going to do that here. Just use the flat end, both sides. This is very hard to do on video, but okay, I'll be right back. Still a little too hard. It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem that it will affect the screen and putting on the new screen in any way. I know I did. There was a side part of my mum's iPad 4 when I was replacing the screen that was dented in near the volume buttons. And I actually forgot to check that before I put it back together, but it still went together just fine. And it still did, like, when we took it to the repair shop a few years ago to get the screen replaced on this one, I don't think I even noticed it or thought that would be a big deal, because it was dented in with the old screen. It was still like that when they put the new one in. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that part. Okay, let's start putting this iPad back together. Now, let's get our new Wi-Fi antenna right here. And let's get our little daughter board right here. I'll turn this around and I'll zoom in. Just stick the Wi-Fi antenna cable. Oh. Sorry, it was just my Google Home Mini is just activated. Let me go mute that. There we go. Now it's not going to disturb us. If it thinks we're trying to say, hey Google. Actually, I just said cable. Yeah. This is a little tricky. I'm telling you, it's much, much, much easier on the iPad 4 and also the iPad 3, okay, which is the same as the 4, pretty much, except the 4 has a ribbon cable for the home button, which is a pain to work with. Okay, so got that cable in. Now I'm going to click the daughter board back in right here. You'll just push it in, you'll feel it click. Now we're going to get our little EMP shielding, I think that's what you call it. If I'm not calling it right, let me know. Pop that back on. Okay, now we are going to take this plastic off and stick it in just here, not on top of those, so sorry about that, my dad called me. Anyway, let's try and stick this in. Oh, are you kidding? Okay, I think I
Disconnected.
found a position for recording this that will actually work well. So I've just turned my iPad around, my iPad Air 2. And I'm doing this on the chair. Okay, so this is the shot. It is now. Okay. Just gonna manage to get the Wi-Fi antenna cable plugged in securely. You have to a trick is to make sure that you feel it click. If you don't feel it click, then it's probably not tight enough in there. There we go, that's the right screw. Nice. Now you're going to go behind and just peel that off. And just stick that down. Now we're going to get our screws. Would help if I used tweezers, wouldn't it? Okay, that's in. Awesome. Let's get these other two screws in. It's going to be harder, I think, because they're much smaller. Through the charging port. Let's go a new charging port here. Got it right there. It's in an anti-static bag. Always nice to have. There's our new charging port. It's there. Let's get our old port and see if it's any different. Okay, that QR code there is different. This is old, this is new. And on the other side, that code is different. This is the old one and this is the new one. Yeah, this port is pretty dirty and kind of damaged on the inside. This is the old port. This is the new one. We're going to put our new charging port back in. Not back in, put it in. Okay. Let's put it in its little hole. Just put that there. Let's stick this down. Alright, I've got those screws in, finally. Now we are going to, I've got a plastic bezel here, a new one. It actually didn't come with any adhesive, and I didn't realize that until it arrived. So I actually had to go on eBay and order the adhesive separately. But I've already put it on. So what you guys would do is you would peel the paper or whatever it's called off the back of the tape and try not to pull the tape off with it. Just like that. You can see, well, you might not see that the adhesive is staying on the bezel as I'm doing this. If you see the adhesive lifting, stop and just push the adhesive down. Yeah. Okay, now once you get this on, I get this sorted. Like you can see, there's some different notches in the bezel. At the top, there'll be one notch in the middle and one notch on the left. The one in the middle is for the front camera and microphone. The one on the left is for the headphone jack. And on the right, there'll be one at the top, and that's for the mute switch or the side switch. At the bottom there will be two, one in the center, and one slightly to the right. And on the left there will be no notches. So that's how you know it's the right way around. You just wanna put them in these cutouts here they made for this plastic bezel. Just will stick it in there. Sometimes the corners might not sit perfectly. I've had that happen with my mum's iPad 4 and before. Then again, the corner I was working with was previously severely dented, and I had fixed it. But this one, like this corner, seems to be a bit stretched. I think that's why it's doing that. If this happens to you, just be careful when you put a case on this or take it off. And if you do put a case on, put it in the, like for example, mine's on the bottom right corner. If you put a case on, put it in the bottom, I'll put it in the bottom right corner first. Then again, like if yours is doing this in, let's say the bottom left corner, you'll do it in the bottom left first. Yeah, okay, let's grab our new screen. I'm sure most of you have been waiting for, and I myself have. Comes in a glass screen protector package, but you can see it says iPad 2 screen repair kit right there. When we open it, we've got our new screen. It's got some bubble wrap on it. Yeah, do not touch this part of the screen. Just don't do it. Like this side, like don't touch the digitizer because you'll get fingerprints on it and it's not going to be fun to get rid of. And yeah, like you've got this little tape here holding down the ribbon cable for the digitizer. I'm going to try and pull that off without scratching it. Is it plastic on this? Oh cool, there's plastic on the digitizer. Okay, protective film. Very nice. Pull this tape off because I don't need it. It's just there to hold the cable. Oh yeah, forgot to show you guys. On the old digitizer, the reason why it would glitch is because, look here, you can see here the cable is torn. Just right there. It still works, but it just like has random ghost touches, and it gets annoying. That's why we're replacing this screen. Now, do not peel any plastic or anything, any plastic films or anything off the screen yet, because we're just going to test it. So we do that, like we just put this in here, and we put our little covers down, our little plastic doors. That's down. If you have your black tape, you can put it in. I don't have mine, so I'm just going to put normal tape in before I put it back together. We've got our new, our existing LCD. If you got a new one, put it in. But this LCD is nothing wrong with it, so we're going to put it back in and keep using it. Alright. Now I'm just going to put this It's going to be hard to see, but I'm going to put this LCD connector in here. and then you're gonna put a little thing down. And we're not going to put our screws in yet, because once again, we're going to test everything to make sure it works. And yeah, this screen comes with the metal bracket for the camera and the home button, so that's very nice. Okay, let's just power this iPad on, see if it works. You can see the LCD is turning on, and sorry about the glare. I'll actually just take it off the stand here, and I'll take my iPad off the chair and show you what's going on here. Got our home button here, which I'm going to test as well. Looks like our touchscreen works, I think. Normally, like, you would just pick up an icon and just start dragging it around all areas of the touchscreen. I clearly can't do that because this iPad's been reset. So I can't set it up because I think it's locked to my sister's Apple ID and I need to get her to unlock it. I'll do that after I put this iPad back together. But yeah, I can probably test it on the lock screen because unlike on iOS 7, 8, and 9, you can just like swipe anywhere on the screen. You only just swipe in one area. Our home button works. Yeah, let's just... We can't just keep moving like that, because I don't think the lock screen allows us to. It appears to be working. Okay, let's test the Wi-Fi. We're in Australia. Do we pick up Wi-Fi? Oh no. Oh no. Actually, let's just refresh it. Hang on, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back, and you guys can see I got the Wi-Fi to work. Like, for some reason, the Wi-Fi signal was still exactly the same as it was with that destroyed Wi-Fi antenna in it. But I turned the iPad back off, I applied some pressure in the Wi-Fi and on the Wi-Fi antenna and around where the daughter board is, and I managed to restore the full Wi-Fi strength. Which is awesome, and I'll show you that it is working, because look, we'll try and activate. And again, remember this has activation lock enabled, so it's going to give us an activation lock screen. But don't worry, because it's only linked to it's with my sister's account, and I can just get her to enter her Apple ID and unlock it. But yeah, you can see, this iPad was lost and erased. Enter the Apple ID and password that were used to set up this iPad. Okay, so it looks like she wiped it through Find My iPhone. Okay. Yeah, you can see the Digitizer is working. Fully working. Very, very, very nice. Okay, we can go back. We don't need to activate. And the home button works, as you'll see. Of course, since the screen's not fully set down, it's not going to work unless I press around where the home button is. But yeah, you can see when you press the home button, it brings up that pop-up. And zoom works. Like the double tapping with 3 fingers and to activate zoom is working. Let's see voiceover.
Voiceover on. Setup. Back button. Next. Button. Choose a Wi-Fi. 13 guest 1. More info. Third. More info. Selected. Telstra DFD03B. More info. Choose another network. Name. Text field. Is editing. Network name. Insertion point at end. Voiceover off.
Okay, so voiceover works, speaker works, everything seems to be working. Nice. Oh, I'm gonna try to test the charging port. You can see it's got 10% there. I'm gonna plug it in. Remember, this is with the new port. The old port worked fine, but I wanted to replace it just to be safe. And it looks like it's working. You can see it's plugged in right there. And you can see that it is charging. So yeah, this iPad has been successfully repaired and brought back to life. Now, I'm going to show you how to put it back together. You just make sure the iPad is unplugged. I'm going to unplug it real quick. Just unplug it. I'm going to power the iPad back off one last time. In case you're wondering how I did that, how I slid the power off like that, it's been around since iOS 7 up until iOS 9, and then Apple removed it in iOS 10. I don't understand why they did that. It was an awesome feature. I didn't have to slide specifically on the slides power off slider. Yeah, now let's go over like how to put this iPad back together. It's best that you use heat to soften the glue to get it like to stick down properly. I'm gonna clean the LCD. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys how to the last thing, we put the iPad back together. You gotta get your screws for your LCD. You gotta screw your LCD back in. This one only has 3 screws. It's meant to have 4, but either the repair shop that replaced the screen last time lost one of them, or I lost one of them when I tried to fix it once. Anyway, I'm gonna put these screws in. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll just adjust the camera so you guys can see it. Put this screw in. And I'll put the last screw in. For you guys, it'll be second last, because you guys will most likely have one extra screw than I do. Okay guys, it is the next day, and this iPad is mostly working. I got my sister to unlink her Apple ID, so it's no longer activation locked. It's still running iOS 8.4.1, as you can see right there. Yeah, Wi-Fi is somewhat working, like the Wi-Fi antenna we got, has some problems, like the wire is about to break, the wire is about to break off, so sounds like you gotta apply pressure on your Wi-Fi antenna to get it to get full signal, or for it to even work. Yeah, touchscreen, everything else is working flawlessly. I did make one mistake though. I don't know if you can see, but there's some rainbow lines there. That's because there's a plastic film on the back of the digitizer that I forgot to remove. Whoops. Yeah. Wait, let's see if the camera works. Yep, it works. Front camera. It also works. And the speaker works. volume works, side switch works. Yeah, let's do the yep. Yeah, everything's good. I repaired this because like my sister didn't want it anymore, so she sold it to my mom for $15, and she needed a spare iPad for work. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, sorry I couldn't show you how to put it back together, but I ran into some problems. But what you do, you peel the backing off of the adhesive on both the screen and also on the Wi-Fi antenna. And then, and don't be me, don't forget to remove the film from the back of the digitizer. Sorry. Yeah, remove all of that. Don't remove the adhesive though. Leave it there. And then just, stick the screen down and make sure the digitizer ribbon cable is, folded let's say this is coming off the screen here. Make sure it's folded, and make sure it's folded like this. And, that part being the part that's underneath the LCD. Make sure it's folded like that. I don't know if there's any better way I could have explained it, but you get it. Maybe. Yeah, and maybe once apply some pressure on the screen, and also use a bit of heat to soften the adhesive to get it back on. To get it on, I mean. Mine's not fully on, so when you press in certain areas, you can hear it click. Look right there. You probably can't hear it that much because I've got a case on it. There it is. You can hear it here the most. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and if you have any ideas on what kind of videos I should make, please let me know, because main reason I don't upload very often is because I don't know what type of videos to upload. So yeah, I would prefer if it was tech related, so please let me know. Thanks for watching.